Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly Facebook series called The Conversations We Avoid: Health, Aging, and Family Caregiving. This is your calm and trusted space for real conversations about what it takes as an older adult and as a family caregiver to make informed decisions about aging, about caregiving, and about home care. In this weekly Facebook Live series, we offer you tips, practical insights, practical solutions as families navigate the complex world of caregiving. My name is Lou Basinal. I am a geriatric wellness nurse specialist. Every day I serve as the president of Age in Place Sacramento. I am also the state director for the Northern California Elder Care Planning Council. What I do is I work with people who do not want the stress of caregiving and who want to enjoy their personal and their professional lives and see their parents thrive outside of the nursing home. So a family caregiver emailed me last week when they saw our recording of our Facebook Live. Somebody from an audience sent me this email, and I want to talk about this today. So here comes the email. My siblings do not want help. I moved in with my parents so I can help care for my dad. I work full-time and I come home and then I play caregiver until it's time to work again. I think my dad appreciates me, although he can't talk because of his condition. I don't have time to do anything, and it's affecting my friendships, my relationships, and my work. I feel stuck and I feel overwhelmed. What is a dedicated daughter to do? First is to determine the following. How do you want to be remembered? What matters to you in your role as a caregiver? And lastly, what choices can you make? So here I'm giving you a 3-step exercise that may help you push you towards finding balance. Okay, step 1, and to those who are viewing with this, maybe as a recording later, you're going to need a pen and paper. Here comes step 1. Write down your current age and then subtract 90 from it. Add 2 zeros to the answer. And then you want to divide that number into 2. The result is roughly how many weeks you have left on this earth, assuming you are to live a very ripe old age. If you smoke or you don't take care of yourself, meaning you have insufficient sleep, no exercise, poor nutrition, no time for respite, no time for yourself because you are a full-time family caregiver, you want to subtract 1,200 weeks from that. So example, if you're 55 years old, minus 90, that's what, 35. And then you want to add 2 zeros. That brings you to 3,500. Divide that by 2 is 1,750. So that's about 33 years that you're going to add on. So if you're 55, you add 33 years. You have a lifespan of about 88 years old. Hooray, right? Wonderful. But if you are a family caregiver and you do not have respite care, on top of some health habits that comes along with it, you want to subtract 1,200 weeks. That brings you down to 10.5 years. That means you go from 88 years old to about 65 to 66. Step 2, you want to close your eyes and you want to visualize that you are at the end of your life. And you are given a chance to look back over what you have achieved through life. What differences have made you and how you want to be remembered. Step 3, you want to write down how you want the people around you to remember you, especially your dad, who can't quite verbally express himself, and how you would want to have the best fulfilled life in your own unique potential. Because what if there is a possibility that your dad would like to see you happy, successful, fulfilled? Additional information, my contact number will be below. If someone you love needs care, whether it be a friend, a neighbor, someone you worship with, needs support, please share this event with them. This is Nurse Lou at Age in Place Sacramento. This is our 24/7 service, and our phone number is on the screen. It is 916-302-3038. You can call us anytime, any day. Because at Age in Place Sacramento, we believe that no one should navigate caregiving alone. Again, if somebody else is watching this on our preview, feel free to email me questions that we want to talk about. Before I end, let's talk about the summary. Our 3-step exercise that may help you push towards finding balance if you're a family caregiver. Write down your age, subtract it by 90, add 2 zeros to the answer, divide it by 2. Okay, that's roughly how many weeks you have left on this earth. If you're a family caregiver, you want to deduct at least 1,200 weeks. Scary, right? But it's one thing that we really have to consider in finding balance in family caregiving. Step 2, you want to visualize at the end of our lives, if you're given a chance to look back over what you have achieved, what differences you could have made. Step 3, you want to write down how people would want to remember you. To our caller here, not our caller, but to the one who emailed us about their dad, we were talking about earlier, maybe dad would want to see you happy. Maybe dad would want to see you fulfilled. All right. So next week, I thought of talking about the different levels of care. We have questions from our office, people emailing us about if somebody is coming out of the hospital after a hospital or rehabilitation stay, what are their options for rehabilitation? What are their options to be well and recover? So just a gist of what we are talking about next week. There are different levels of care that an older adult can go in order to rehab, in order to get well. So here's a quick overview. An older adult or a senior goes from the hospital. There's also what you call an acute inpatient rehabilitation. For an acute inpatient rehab, this is the patient needs to go extensive therapy 2 to 3 times a day with a physical therapist in-house, an occupational therapist in-house, and then also 24/7 nursing support. These facilities usually have nurse practitioners that are stationed, that they have offices inside these facilities. So in case there's a change of condition, the nurses can just report to them, and the nurse practitioners can give orders. That's acute inpatient rehabilitation. And not everybody meets those services. Usually the people who have had strokes that you could still rehabilitate to an extensive level, people go there. Number 2 is skilled nursing facilities. That's very common. A lot of older adults go to skilled nursing homes. Skilled nursing homes do not have the same extensive therapy compared to your inpatient acute rehabilitation centers. Skilled nursing homes also have in-house nurse practitioners depending on your insurance. Kaiser is very big on that they have in-house nurse practitioners. They also have 24/7 nurses, and then certified nursing assistants and therapy, which is not as intense as the inpatient rehab centers. And then next week, we'll also talk about, the differences between assisted living, 6-bed care homes, and then you also have those independent livings and memory care. There are a lot of facilities that would have those services together. There are also some facilities just that only has independent living and assisted living. So you want to know what those services that are provided for. And then also the very last level of care is rehabilitation at home. Most people would like to rehab at home. Don't you want to go home after a hospital stay, right? Correct. But sometimes going home is not feasible because there's a lot of things to consider when you go home. So those things we want to talk about next week. If there's any other questions that come up or something that's relative to what we're talking about, any questions about caregiving, this is the page that you would want to follow. So I want you to stay tuned, turn on your notifications. This recording is also available in our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So again, this is Nurse Lou at Age and Play Sacramento. You can call us for tips, advice, and recommendations because we believe that nobody should navigate caregiving alone. Take care, be well, and we shall talk soon.